more introduction. Dipika, thanks a lot for joining us on this debate. I want to begin by asking you, you of course portrayed the iconic Sita character that we all remember. Today when this movie is coming out based on Ramayan, based on Lord Ram's life, there is a Sita of course that is also played by a character, by an actor. What do you make of the criticism that is coming the way of this movie? Especially all that I have outlined just now.
Only the teaser. There's not much that I have seen, and I'm sure most of us have only seen the teaser, and we are talking about it because of the teaser. I really think that we should wait for the movie to come, and we really cannot jump to conclusion as to what it is. And like I said, that because of technology, possibly they're trying to mix the East and the West, turn the Ramayan into GOT and, Hunger Games and everything put together because they want to advance into more of VFX and, make it one of those elite kind of a movie. But I think the very essence, the reason people are drawn to Ramayan is not because of all that. It's drawn because of its simplicity. It's drawn because of how true it is to its roots. So I really don't understand. We do not need a version of Ramayan with so much of Western influence in it, is what my take was. And I could not relate to it, obviously, because I have been very attached to my own Ramayan. And I think that was one of the first feelings that I got when I saw the teaser. But again, I feel as an actor, I think one should not be that cruel, and we should kind of wait for the movie to come before we start, passing the kind of judgments.
Yes. So you raised a very important point, which I was going to raise to my guests who will be joining me in just a bit, which is that this movie clearly attempts to make a more modernized version, a more westernized or an internationalized version of Ramayan. But is that right? I mean, Games of Thrones is set in medieval Britain. So therefore it draws from medieval Britain. Ramayan is set in medieval, ancient India. You need to draw from ancient India. It's so dishonest to the subject.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was coming to, that these are not the subjects that you can create with East and West influence. You need to keep it authentic. You need to keep it the Treta Yuga, because that's where it was. Like GOT was in those era where they've shown that era, where they were honest about the period. Today, if you're going to show something which is East and West, it's not going to go down very well with the audience because it does not look Treta Yuga. It looks like a very advanced version of Kali Yuga, is what I understood. So it's not going with the right era. But once again, if it says it's Adipurush and there is a Saif Ali Khan with 10 heads, I really don't know, are they really making a Ramayan, or are they just picking up a few points and talking about it in a normal, regular movie? Because I'm not aware about what Adipurush really is about. The movie Adipurush is all about.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that the movie is not projecting itself as Ramayan per se, but it is clearly lifting the life of Lord Ram, Lord Hanuman, Ravan, and there's a Sita, in all of these characters, possibly certain episodes from their lives, and they're not calling them Lord Ram or Sita, for example. They're also giving them different names. Like Sita is called Janki in this movie, from what I read, right? And Lord Ram is called Adipurush. And Ravan is called Lankesh. He's not actually called Ravan. But we all get what the influence is. So that brings me to my other question.
Very much, because when you read Vishnu Sahasranam, Vishnu has 1,000 names. You can address Ram with 1,000 names. You can address Sita with 1,000 names. Janak, Nandini, she can be called Janki, she can be called Sita, she can be called anything. I mean, you really don't know as to, you are really portraying the Valmiki Tulsidas Ramayan? Is that what you're doing? Because that's what we showed in Ramanand Sagar's Ramayan.
Yes.
It was picked up from Tulsidas ji's Ramayan and Valmiki ji's Ramayan. You have a lot of versions of Ramayan in the country, which might differ a little bit here and there. But you cannot, it would not be a difference of 15 to 100. It would be a 1920 difference
Yes,
between all the
absolutely.
Ramayans put together. But yes, these are the most popular Ramayans which are accepted all across by Indians everywhere across the globe.
And yes, and let's not forget that
That is
there
what
is,
it
this
is,
is not just
and I
any
think
other
that's what
story,
we
isn't it,
follow.
Dipika? I mean, you know the reverence that people still have for you because you played the iconic Sita on Indian television. So we all know that this is not an ordinary story for majority Indians. This is very deeply revered story. This is about our gods and goddesses. So my question that I'm coming to you is, in such cases, in such stories, is it fair? Can you hear me, Dipika? Okay, let me just try and